So you will learn lots of things by doing those, and then you can apply what you learned to the interviews that you are more interested in. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, taking notes after the interview, summarize, reflect back is also important. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Ying.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, we have 3 minutes. Let's get to the next one. Vanessa asked, would you apply for job positions where you didn't have all the requirements? For example, several jobs ask for 1 to 3 years of experience, and I have none outside of academia.
Yes, please.
I agree.
For a difference.
I was just going to say that I've heard quoted once that there was a study done, and if the results were that women apply for jobs when they match 100% of the qualifications for job listings, and men apply when they match 60%. And ever since I've heard that statistic quoted, if I've out of a list of 10 bullet points, if I have 4 and 2 possibles, I'm applying. Like, I think that's probably fine. And turns out, like, that's what the whole interview process is for, right? If you don't have the skills needed for the role, then they'll just say no, and you can just move to the next thing.
Yeah,
One
totally
other
agree. Yeah.
thing that I wanted to add was there's something called leveling down, and I learned it as an interviewer internally. So if you do not match all the requirements, a lot of companies are willing to level down your role. That means it's okay to not have these many requirements. That's not what they're looking for. So that is also something negotiation could help. You can actually say, are you willing to level down? That is also some things that you could ask the recruiter if you do not think you'll meet all the criteria. That's another point.
Yeah, definitely. Also, yeah, I noticed like sometimes we are hiring machine learning engineers and then we hire a software engineer who don't have machine learning experience. But again, as Yayun said, growth mindset is really important. If you demonstrate in the interviewing process and you're willing to grow, to learn, you are interested to learn, that sometimes is even more important than who already have the background but who doesn't care about the team. Yeah. Okay, we have 1 minute left. Let's get to the last question. Taja Sweeney asked, what are some good platforms to find relevant projects for certifications done on online learning like Coursera?
Yeah, I can touch a little bit on that question. So before deciding to whether learn something or not, think about the way of learning, like which way you prefer to learn. Like for me, I don't really like taking any courses. Like I hate taking courses. So my way to learn is to do some real projects, write some real code. Like for example, there are lots of like open source code on Kaggle, and just like to check their codes to see what they have been doing for that project. And then you can copy paste some codes and make some changes for your project. So I think in my opinion, that's the best way for me to learn. I think that's a very like great question. And actually I know like yeah, we know each other. Yeah. So I know the
Yeah,
person.
we were in same department. I'm also from
Yeah.
NC State Industrial Engineering.
Yeah. When I see my name,
Yeah.
I feel like I think we know each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, like make sure like which way is the best way for you to learn. That's the first step before like whether before deciding what to learn. However, if you really feel like you like taking courses, make sure you take more like applied courses. There's some like projects going on in that courses, so you can put those projects on your resume. Otherwise, if you only take some theoretical course, you may be able to like answer some questions in the interviews, but I think the interviewers are more like prefer to see what's good, like some applicable things rather than just some theories. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks. Oh, actually, now I just before we wrap up, I remember I have a question for Janet and maybe Charlene. Like, how do you guys handle like being a mother? And how is the work-life balance like in the COVID? Like, I know a lot of like women, especially we have traditionally more stress. Like we have to put more time on handling the family life. So how do you guys like feel about it? Like any experience want to share?
My first thing is like question that assumption about our society. Like it doesn't need to be like that. And if you find someone who believes in your career as much as they believe in their own, then hopefully you can find a way to split things. Like for example, it's a little bit embarrassing to say that like the food right now, who decides what we buy and eat is me right now. But to compensate for that, we gave my husband the much more arduous task of getting the toddler to and from daycare every day, which takes like an hour and actually a lot of like mental energy. So find your ways to balance it with your partner and hire as much help as you can afford. Like we have someone helping us cook our recipes that we always cook, and like if that can take your stress down and help you perform better at work and you get a bonus, that will more than pay for it.
Yeah, that's a good way of thinking. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say family support is very important for me, and timing it wisely is also a key part for me. Because like me and my husband, we have our baby while we are both students. So in this case, like we have to looking for job, but we cannot looking for job at the same time, right? So my husband first got a job, and then I start, because then we know where we are moving to, and then I started to looking for the job at the same place where my husband is going to move. Yeah, so timing it wisely, and also luckily we got our grandparents support, like the baby's grandparents support as well. So I very appreciate the family that can help me achieve my career goal.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, folks. And I just want to say like special thanks for all our speakers, especially Rushi. She helped me find a lot of other speakers. So thank you so much. Thank you for preparing the tech talks, and thank you for helping us to build a community, and definitely keep in touch. I'm thinking like in the future we can have some, non-tech talks, just like Carol coffee chat sessions, and especially as COVID is getting to an end, finally, hopefully we can like get out and hang out together. Yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks you guys for getting.
Thank you, Sophie.
Yeah,
thank
of
you for
course.
being here.
Okay. See you guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye bye.
Good night.
Yeah, bye. Yeah.